Okay, very good morning to everyone. I'm audible.
Good morning, sir. Yes.
Okay, so today we'll discuss about shortest job first preemptive mode, and it is called shortest remaining time first. Last class we already discussed about shortest job first, and we solve one numerical problem also. So today we'll start one problem, and with the help of shortest remaining time first, and it is called shortest job first preemptive mode. So now when we solve one problem, then our concept will also clear what is actually preemptive mode. Till now, still I think you have some doubt what is preemptive mode. So now we'll try to solve this problem. After that, your preemptive concept will also clear. So same problem we have taken previous previous example, previous problem, and this problem is same, but only difference is we'll solve using shortest job first preemptive mode, and it is called shortest remaining time first. Okay, okay, visible. Screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we'll start the program. So this is the problem. Process ID is given, arrival time is given, and burst time is also given. So five processes are there. Arrival time is 31402 and burst time is also given. So now if CPU scheduling policy is shortest job preemptive, then calculate the average waiting time. Okay. So now, so our main first of all will prepare the Gantt chart. This is our first duty. So Gantt chart. Okay. So now, first of all, you see the example. When time is 0, then in the ready queue, which process is ready? You check, only P4 process is there. P4. Yes, now clear. Now when arrival time is 0, only one process is there in ready queue. So that is P4. Yes, yes or no? When arrival time is 0, only one process is there in the ready queue. So no need to comparison is required. So no comparison is required. So P4 process after 1 millisecond. So now okay, now screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry for that network issue. Yes, now screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
sorry, one second. So now we start. So initially when arrival time is 0, so within the ready queue only one process is there, that is P4. Okay, so P4 process is there, so no need to check watch time, only one process is there. So now after 1 millisecond, you check within the ready queue, two processes are there. One is P2 and another one is P4. After 1 millisecond within the ready queue, two processes are there, P2 and P4. This is the concept of preemptive, because after, that means till now non-preemptive case, when will start one process is execute, when completion, after completion another process will start the execution, but in that case in between, that means after 1 millisecond again we'll check which process has burst time is less. So now within the ready queue, after 1 millisecond you check, after 1 millisecond, now after 1 millisecond, that means now burst time is uh, sorry, now here burst time is 5 now. Okay, now burst time is 5 in P4, and P2's burst time is 4. So now we compare which process has burst time is less. So now you compare, because in the ready queue only two processes are there, P2 and P4. Now our concept is shortest remaining time fast. Shortest remaining time fast. So now we compare. So P2 process has burst time is 4 and P4 process is burst time is 5. So which process will execute? Which process? Which process will
P2.
execute first? P2. Exactly. So P2 process will execute. Now P2 process will execute. Okay. So now after 2 milliseconds, again we'll check. Again we'll check. So now burst time is 3. Yes. Now burst time is 3. So again we will compare. Again we will compare after 2 milliseconds. After 2 milliseconds, P2 process is there in the ready queue, P2, P4 and P5. Yes or no? So now after 2 milliseconds, P2, P4 and P5 is in the ready queue. Yes. So again we'll compare.
Yes.
Again we'll compare. So now P2 process has burst time is 3, P4 5 and P5 3. But but again will, so which process will execute first? Either P2 and P5, because same burst time, but process ID, which process ID come first? The P2. So that's why P2 process will execute. So we can write here individual also, or directly we can write here 3. That means because 2 times, now 3. So now 3. So that means now burst time is 2. P2 process burst time is 2. So now after 3 millisecond again we'll check. So after 3 millisecond, now within the ready queue, how many processes are there? P1 is also there. After 3, arrival time when 3, so another process in the ready queue, that is P1. So P1, P2, P4 and P5. Now again we'll compare. So which process will execute?
P1.
P1, exactly. Good. So P1 process will execute. So on here burst time is 1, so no problem. So burst time is 1, so that means now time is 4. Okay, so this one is over, done. P1 process is complete. So now after 4 millisecond again we'll check. So another process is ready in the ready queue. So P3 process. So P3 process, P1 is complete. P1 is complete. So now P2, P2, P3, P4 and P5 in the ready queue. So now again we'll compare. So which process will execute? Anyone?
P2.
P2. Very good. So now P2. Everyone try to understand. If you have any doubt, please ask. So now P2 process. Okay. So P2 process will execute fast. So P2 process will execute fast. So now P2 process, now burst time is 1. Okay. So again we'll compare the P2, that means now burst time is 5. So all process in the ready queue. So now again P2 process has burst time is less. So that's why again P2 process will execute. Again P2 process will execute. So that's why here we can write 6. Yes, here we can write 6. That means P2 process has completed. Now which process will execute? Anyone? So now within the ready queue, so P2 process is complete. So now within the ready queue, P3, P4 and P5 processes are there. So now which process has burst time is less?
P3.
P3.
P3. So P3 process will execute. P3 and burst time is 2. So after 1 again you can compare, but actually P3 processes less burst time. So that means continue we can another that means we can write 8. That means 2 times will execute. That's why here we can write 8. Now we'll compare. So now P3 process is complete. So now we'll compare P4 and P5. So P4 and P5. So which process will execute first?
P5.
Good. So P5 process will execute first. And burst time, that is completion time is 11. 11. Sorry. Now next, which process? Only one process is left. So that means P4 process will execute. P4. 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 So now 16. So now complete. So now this one is complete. Anyone have any doubt? So P4 process will execute first because within the ready queue after 0 millisecond only one process is ready in the ready queue. After 1 millisecond again we'll check because our algorithm is shortest job first preemptive. So preemptive means in between one process is execute, but in between again we'll check which shortest remaining time. Our main concept is shortest remaining time. So again we'll compare within the ready queue. Suppose two processes are there. So again we'll compare which process has less burst time or a small less burst time. So that process will execute first. Then again we'll check because after 3 millisecond again we'll check within the ready queue how many processes are there. Then again we'll compare which process has less burst time. So that process will execute first. So this is the concept of shortest job first preemptive algorithm, and it is called shortest remaining time first algorithm. So now we'll calculate. So here already is there Gantt chart. So now you can see this one. Same thing will. So now uh, so we'll calculate average waiting time. So average waiting time. So now average waiting time is okay. After that we'll prepare the table. Control C. So first of all we'll prepare the Gantt chart. After that we'll prepare the table. Then we'll calculate average waiting time. So this one. Arrival time, burst time, insert right, insert right. So now first of all we'll calculate completion time. Then we'll calculate turn around time. After that we'll calculate waiting time. Waiting time. So now, so completion time P1 completion time is
4.
4. Very good. Then
6.
6. Then
8. 16.
16. Then
11.
11. Very good. So now once you find out the completion time, then easily you can calculate rest. So no need to this one original burst time is required. That's why. Okay. So now turnaround time means completion time minus arrival time. So now tell me turnaround time for P1. 4 minus 3, 1.
1.
Next 6 minus
5.
1, 5. Then
4.
8 minus 4, 4. Very good. Next
16.
16 and next
9.
9. Very good. So now waiting time. Waiting time means turnaround time minus burst time. So 0, then 5 minus
1.
4.
1.
Okay. Then
2.
2, then
10.
10, then
6.
6. Very good. So now easily we can calculate average waiting time. So average waiting time 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 10 plus 6. divided by 5 processes there. So now output is
19 by 5.
19 by 5. So output 3.8 unit और जो भी unit होगा and average turnaround time. So 1 plus 5 plus 4 plus 16 plus 9 divided by 5. So equals to
35 by 5.
35 by 5. Very good. So now 7 units. Okay. So this one is a little bit complicated. That's why examination, that means your GATE exam or any other competitive exam, preemptive algorithm related numerical will come. Okay. So this one is, that's why this one is a very much important. Shortest remaining time first. So another problem we'll try to solve. Then I think everyone has concept will clear to everyone. So another problem, and you people are trying to solve this problem. Okay. So I'm not showing Gantt chart. First of all, you will try to solve this one. So let's see. First of all, you see the problem. 6 processes are there. Arrival time is given and burst time is also given. So CPU scheduling policy, shortest remaining time first, calculate the average waiting time and average turnaround time. So our main objective is to okay. So first of all, we'll prepare the Gantt chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 approximate. After that, you can try to solve yourself and you can tell me the answer also, average waiting time. And still those who have doubt, so try to solve with, that means we are trying to solve once again this problem. So please follow me, then I think your concept will clear. Okay. So now we'll start this one. So please tell me now uh, when arrival time is 0, only P1 process is there. Only P1 process is there. So now you tell me P1 process is there. So 0 millisecond or 0 unit. After 1 millisecond, after 1 millisecond, after 1 millisecond within the ready queue, 2 processes are there. Another process, which one? After 1 millisecond within the ready queue, how many
P4.
processes are there? Huh? After 1, after
P4.
1, P4 or P2? Because after 1 millisecond, when arrival time is 1, so P2 process is there. Now, after 1 millisecond, arrival
Sir,
time is...
we see the least burst time, na?
No. Actually, first of all, we check within the ready queue how many processes are there. So when arrival time is 0, only one process is there. Yes, after that we'll compare burst time, because first of all we'll check within the ready queue how many processes are there. So now when arrival time is 0, only one process is there in within the ready queue. Yes. So that's why after 1 millisecond, now P1 process is execute 1 millisecond. Now after 1 millisecond, again we'll check. So now after 1 millisecond, burst time is 6. P1 process has burst time is 6 because 1 millisecond is execute. So 6 remaining time is 6 because our algorithm is shortest remaining time first. So now after 1 millisecond, again we'll check. So only two processes are there. Yes or no? Or still you have doubt? We'll check burst time. Okay, but first of all, we'll check within the ready queue how many processes are there. Yes or no? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Huh?
No.
Okay, again I'll repeat. Our algorithm is shortest remaining time first. Okay, but within the ready queue, we'll check how many processes are there. So from the that means this problem is here arrival time is already given. So arrival time means when arrival time is 0, only one process is within the ready queue. Only one process is there. Okay, and this duration is execution time. That means this process. Suppose you now you tell me P4 process. Why? Because this one is the arrival. This is the execution time. Burst time means execution time. Okay, but this process will come 3 millisecond after 3 millisecond. That means when arrival time is 3, so that time P4 processor will reach in the ready queue. Okay, so what is the meaning of arrival time? Arrival time means when suppose time unit is 1, so that time how many processes are there in the ready queue. So again we'll start. So when arrival time is 0, so only one process is there, or you have doubt any? You have any doubt? This line?
No.
No. So only one process is there. So now no need to comparison. That is only one process is there. So here no comparison is required because within the ready only one process is there. So that's why this process is executing. But after 1 millisecond, because our algorithm is shortest remaining time fast. So shortest remaining time fast means shortest remaining time first. So again we'll check after 1 millisecond how many processes are there. Now you see when
Hmm.
arrival time is 1, only P1 and P2 process is there. Yes or no? You check this one arrival time. No, that means you don't see the burst time. Burst time means execution time. It will take 3 millisecond to for execution. ये completion करने के लिए. तो अभी now, so which process? How many processes are there after 1 millisecond? P1 and P2, because when
P1
arrival
will
time is huh?
P1 and P2.
Yes. तो इसमें तो डाउट होने का आई थिंक नहीं है क्योंकि आफ्टर 1 मिलीसेकंड, क्योंकि 1 मिलीसेकंड में तो 2 ही प्रोसेस है. ये 2 मिलीसेकंड के बाद ये आ रहा है 3 मिलीसेकंड, ये 4 and 5. ठीक है. सो व्हेन अराइवल टाइम इज so after 1 millisecond, two processes are there, P1 and P2. Now your that means now we'll compare burst time. That means now because now two processes are there, now which process will execute? Abhi now you will check burst time. Yes. So P1 burst time is 6 and P2 burst time is 5 and our algorithm is shortest remaining time first. Shortest remaining time किसका है? Which process?
P2.
P2. So that's why P2 process will execute. That's why P2 process will execute. So P2 process will execute. So P2 process will execute. कितना देर? Now 1. So यहाँ पे now 2. So now again we'll check. So now this process burst time is 4. Now again we'll check. So now when that means arrival time is 2. So within the ready queue, P1, P2, P3 process is already there.
Yes.
Again we'll compare. So now again we'll compare burst time. So now P2, P3 processes burst time is 3. P2 is 4 and this one is a 6. So which process? Now here we'll apply this algorithm. Shortest job first means now P3 processes less burst time. Yes. So shortest remaining time.
Yes.
So now P3 process will execute. So P3 process will execute. P3 process will execute. कितना देर? So now 3.
3.
3. Again we'll check when 3 burst time. So again we'll check. So when again, so P3. So now after 3 milliseconds, that means when arrival time is 3. So within the ready queue, P4 process is also ready.
There.
That means within the ready queue. And P now next which process will execute? P4.
P4.
Yes, because burst time is less. So now,
Yes.
that means here 4. So burst time is 4. So now again we'll check which process will execute. So this process is complete. Done. Done. Okay. So now after 4 milliseconds, another process is ready in the ready queue, P5. But which process will execute?
P3.
P3. P3. P3. Why? Because within the process ID will check P3 first come, then P4 because P3 and P5 has burst time is same, but P3 process will execute first. ठीक? Now, so now P6. Now which process will execute? Now P6 because burst time is less. Because burst time is less. So I think time up हो जाएगा. ठीक है? You people are trying to solve this problem. So I'll try to complete this one P6 and then which process will execute? P5, then P2, then P1. So I think after that you have another class. Okay, otherwise we can resolve. So next class I will complete this one.